Hello, welcome to My Healthy Appetite. I'm Chef Rothera and this is Dietitian Bridgette Wilson. We are going to be showing you how to cook for a range of health conditions, gluten intolerances, dairy allergies, but with a special focus on low FODMAP cooking.
The low FODMAP diet is a diet that is commonly used for managing the symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome. In each episode we're going to discuss one of the common nutritional downfalls of following the low FODMAP diet and how to address this.
This is like one of my favourite things to eat. I eat this pretty much every weekend with my 10-year-old daughter. What did you say about eating the rainbow? It's colourful, it's bright, it's beautiful.
Yeah, so you're using a couple of portions of vegetables in it, which is great. Sticking within the confines of a low FODMAP diet, and we're also going to be wheat-free in this recipe as well.
So as most chefs do, if you go to a restaurant or cafe, you might be surprised to hear it, but portions are 3 eggs each. So we're going to start with 6 eggs into a bowl. We're just going to slowly cook the eggs, essentially pasteurize the eggs slowly so they're still slightly runny appearance, but it's beautiful. None of those sort of rubbery scrambled eggs that you used to get in like the greasy spoon.
And do you put milk in your scrambled eggs?
No, it's unnecessary. You don't need to. You'll see at the very end when I finish cooking the eggs and it gets to that point, you can actually just add a little drop of liquid, whether that be cream, milk, even a touch of water, just to slow the cooking down. I'm going to add a little twist of pink Himalayan salt I've got here. See, I've got a dry pan. You know, some people will add a little knob of butter, but to stay in the theme of the series, I'm gonna just nothing other than salt and pepper and the beaten eggs. So Bridgette can expertly stir that. Now I'm gonna prepare the salsa. What would you say about avocados? Is it true? I mean, I know they're quite a fatty ingredient, but...
So they are. So we would count them as kind of a fat, but they're made up of monounsaturated. So monounsaturated fats are considered a healthy fat, and that's because of the effect that it has on cholesterol. So monounsaturates, when you eat those, they actually travel around the body because they generate high density or HDL lipoproteins, and that goes around the body and it collects some of the bad cholesterol and brings it back to the liver for reprocessing. When you're following a low FODMAP diet, your portion size of avocado is just a quarter at a time. So we're using half an avocado in this recipe, so it's a recipe for 2 people. Into
this we're going to put some cherry tomatoes. And why is it that we can't use the white of spring onions in a low FODMAP diet?
And that's because when they've done the testing at Monash University, they ran the white part and the green part through separately, and they found that the white part was high in FODMAPs, whereas the green part wasn't.
The eggs are starting to change colour slightly. I'm just going to keep it moving. Bridgette, if you want to just take over that.
Okay, sure. So I think it used to be that if you had high cholesterol, people thought you shouldn't be eating cholesterol, whereas actually it's not the cholesterol that you eat. So there's cholesterol in things like eggs and prawns and some shellfish. It's not the cholesterol you eat, it's the saturated fat that you eat that forms the bad cholesterol when you eat it.
So that's not in the egg yolk?
Not in the eggs.
No.
So the eggs do contain cholesterol, but they're not high in saturated fats, so they're okay.
So I've got a little bit of coriander in there. I've got a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Just going to pour in there now.
Oh, that smells awesome.
And use some fresh chilli. Do you know what always I have at home actually is chilli flakes in my cupboard, and they're just great, really convenient. You always know how hot they're going to be as well, whereas with these chilies, you're not really sure until you taste a bit.
That's brave.
That's okay, yeah, that's not hot. I'm just going to shred it up in strips, and I'm going to use a squirt of lime juice. So what would you say are the main benefits to this salsa?
So in the salsa, you're kind of hitting your upper limit for the amount of avocado that you can have, but you are getting some fibre from it, also from the tomatoes. So you're getting about 2 portions of vegetables into this dish, which is great because that sets you up at breakfast time to already being 2 up on your kind of 5 a day that you're aiming for. So the idea is eat the rainbow because you get different colours, because each different colour represents a different type of kind of antioxidants. So you're getting different vitamins and minerals from the different colours that you have.
Just nature being awesome.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I say if you were going to eat 2 of the same kind of vegetables, so if the only thing you ate was tomatoes in a day, it still only counts as 1 portion of vegetables because you're only getting that same amount of the same kind of nutrients, and you can only use a certain amount in a day of that particular type, so you need to mix it up.
Okay, so look guys, simple as that. It takes like a couple of minutes to knock up. Put that to one side. How are eggs coming on?
Yeah, they seem to be thickening up. I'll hand back over.
Take over there. As you can see, look, they've become slightly milky now in colour. And that's just because I'm keeping them moving all the time. So essentially cooking them throughout, pasteurising the whole mixture as we go. That's nearly there. I'm just going to grab some smoked salmon. This is actually quite a good money-saving dish as well, because really the amount of smoked salmon you need to put in the eggs is minimal. The flavour you get from a small amount is a lot. We're going to
we've got 6 eggs in there.
6 eggs in
right?
there.
Yeah.
We're going to use 100 grams of smoked salmon.
Okay, it's a high protein dish, this one. So we're mixing it with the salsa to add some fibre there.
Yeah.
And then to balance it out, we need a carbohydrate. Gluten's a protein, so it's not a fermentable carbohydrate, so it's not a FODMAP as such. But with wheat, it contains some of these short-chain fermentable carbohydrates that we want to avoid when following a low FODMAP diet. One important thing on the low FODMAP is to just read the labels, so you can look for stuff that's got a low FODMAP sticker on it, because not everything that is wheat-free is low FODMAP. They might use other ingredients that don't meet the criteria, so just watching out for that as well.
Right, eggs are nearly ready. Once I get to this stage, it looks still really runny, but that is cooked throughout now. I'm going to take it off the heat, and just the heat from the bottom of the pan is going to finish the cooking. So I'm just going to get Bridgette to drop that into the toaster.
Sure.
I personally don't butter my toast. I'm a bit probably overly health conscious. There's nothing wrong with putting a bit of butter on there, is there?
In the context of following a low FODMAP diet, butter's fine.
Harm. And the eggs are so creamy. I mean, look at them. As you can see, not a lot of smoked salmon in there at all, but it just permeates the eggs in lovely flavour. Salsa. Tuck in. I'm excited. This is like my favourite thing to eat in the morning.
Yum. That's good.
Banging. And you can check the link below, guys, for the recipe, and we'll see you in the next episode.